Welcome to our podcast. Did I just offend somebody? Fuck off. Did she just say that?
Yes, she did.
Welcome to the podcast. Our guest today is Ginny with a G. I appreciate you being here. We're going to talk a little bit about Ginny and get to know her. She's one of our team members and she's been with us for years. So we're excited about that. She also has great insight into how we work and what we do here and the impact that we make on our community. So she's doing a great job of representing with some of our clothing in the shop too. Very nice.
Most of my closet is Quinn's clothing. So
it's nice. I mean,
yeah.
We pick it out, so
right.
You should want to buy it. Yeah. She's able to go to fashion market with me. I'm trying to think apparel
Yes.
market and then gift market. And so we do a lot of buying together, and we should, we only buy things that we like, and that's why we want to take them home too. So Ginny with a G, because we also have Jenny with a J.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're
not to be confused.
Yeah. You're American Ginny and she's British Jenny. But people can never understand whether we say Ginny or Jenny.
Well, that's because in the South, it's supposed to sound the same.
Yeah.
Like you don't say like Jenny. I don't say Jenny. I say Ginny.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It means like the same thing.
Yeah.
Same with pin.
Oh, yeah.
If I say a pin, it means both.
Yes. The kind you stick here.
Right.
Or the kind you write with.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true. And you never like correct anybody either. They're just like.
No, I mean, unless they call me Jennifer. And that's the only time that I'm like, no, that's not right.
No, it's not.
Or cool. Janine or Guinea. And then sometimes
good.
Yeah. There was a little boy at our bus stop when I was little. He would call me guinea pig.
Oh, that's not nice.
And I never understood why he called me that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't make sense to me, but my last name started with a P. And that was his way of making fun of my name. And I never caught on. It made me like mad, but I didn't know what I didn't know what he was talking about.
Bullies.
So yeah, some people just don't even know how to pronounce it.
No, they don't. And then they're like, how do you spell that?
Right.
And I'm like,
oh, it doesn't matter. If I spell it for them, they automatically put the J.
Yeah.
They always have to go back and fix the J.
Yeah. When I tell them my last name, a lot of times then I'm on the phone, they think I'm Asian. And Marty always thought that was funny because he's like, no, I'm like the 6'4" white guy.
All American.
Yeah. Not Asian at all. But yeah, it's people don't understand. Or my favorite, as we use sometimes in reference when people ask me or call for me, the guy that called and actually thought my name was Tracy. Yeah. So I don't know how you got that. Yeah.
Do you spell it? You just spell it with a Y?
I think it's 2 S's and there's like an umlaut over the A. So it's Tracy or something. Yeah. It's very, very interesting.
That's your bougie nickname.
It is. Yeah. So sometimes we just refer to me as Tracy. So I want you to tell us a little bit about what you do here. You are our artistic, creative content. It's the ACE, etc.
Artistic content creator, etc.
And the etc. is anything I don't want to do.
Basically. Yeah. Basically, if something has to be created, that's my job.
Yes.
Like whether it's like a piece of marketing or an image or a flyer or Instagram story or anything like that. That's what I create.
Yes. And so we created that title because it announces it perfectly and describes it really well.
Covers everything.
It does. Yeah. And so that, especially the etc. part. Yeah. And so not only do you create the images, but you also plan and help execute the events too. And we do a lot of events here. Our marketing, I think, is really top notch. We do a great job. And that has evolved to become almost completely what you do, and then the etc. part.
Right.
But it's a 7-day-a-week job. It happens even when we're closed, and it just constant. It's just a constant thing, from social media marketing to those event creations to getting things out there to people to making it known in our store. And then planning for the future, because we do a yearly planning and figure out what we're doing for the whole the whole year throughout the seasons.
Mhm.
And then in addition to that, now we're trying to add in an extra meeting this week, as a matter of fact,
Mhm.
to just touch base and make sure that we covered everything for the year.
Mhm.
We were really impressed. Last year, I'll give a shout out to ourselves. We won the Downtown Business of the Year award, which was exciting.
Yeah. For
And
everybody.
it was,
Mhm.
it was a fun thing to go to and get recognized. I should probably have our award here on the
Oh,
table.
you should totally do that.
Oh, I'm not
You need
prepared.
it. We need to get it out.
It should be
Put
here
it
for
front
every podcast.
You should just carry it around with
Like
you.
a baby. I should get
Like
like a little
medal.
oh, I could wear it like a
Yes.
necklace. Oh
That
yeah.
should totally be your ugly
Yeah.
Christmas sweater. You should just
Oh,
like
that would be
attach
totally.
it to yourself.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, very nice. Subtle, very
Yeah.
subtle. But we did win the award, and they had asked us to tell them a little bit about ourselves. So I put together a little narrative, and they mentioned something about the number of events that we do every year. And it was in the like 70 plus range. 60 plus, 70 plus range. And I'm like, holy smokes, I didn't even realize that we did that much.
Mhm.
And we've been doing that since we opened. There's always been some sort of thing going on, keeping us involved in the community, but I didn't realize how much we do. And I don't think you realized
No,
either.
I don't either. I mean, like you just kind of go from one event to the next, and then we add new ones, and then we try those. And if they don't work, we try something else, and then we, pivot from that. And so it's just constantly changing.
Yeah. So we do a lot of work with artists in the community, small businesses in the community, events and organizations that we support. And then we do our own events, and we're constantly trying to figure out what's working for us really well, and then just growing that part of it or creating something new completely. So one of the things that we do throughout the year are our pop-up shops on the porch. So tell us a little bit about how we do that.
So we have makers, people that create products or artwork, and they contact us to want to work with us. So the best and the most initial way to do that is to do pop-up shops on the porch. So what we do is we set them up on the porch on a Saturday. We pick a date that works for us, and we put them on the porch from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they can sell their stuff. They can promote it. They can, demonstrate what they're making. We do like 1 to 2 a month. And it really is just a very easy and simple way to get in front of our customers and have their customers come check, out our store. And so it's a win-win for everybody.
Our customers really like it because they like to see new products, and it may not necessarily be anything that we are going to carry in our store, but it's also a great way for us to potentially find those products that we'll carry. And it's good for these small businesses because the cost is limited to them. There's not a lot of expense. They do their own sales. They do their own promotion when they're there. And then you create the promotion for them that they get up to the event itself.
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, we do a lot of promotion for the event itself, and we expect them to do the same. This is not meant to carry their business. It's not meant to start their business. This is just another avenue for them to potentially grow and get in front of more people and get their product out there. So,
and for us, if we do find someone that, let's say they do a pop-up event and they're very successful and it's something that we're interested in the store that we don't currently carry, that's a great gauge for us to decide that let's bring them on board. Let's talk to them about most of the time it's commission, not wholesale. Talk about bringing them into the store, having their goods for sale in here, and then giving them a run at actually being in retail, which is completely different than just doing shows or craft fairs or things like that. But go ahead.
And people are always asking like how to get in the store. They drop off stuff. They come by with their stuff, and this is how we direct them. Fill out this application. There's a process that we go through, and it really does eliminate a lot of questions of like, what do you have and where do you sell it? And what do you make? And is it a business? Is it a hobby? So we have some standards in there, and it's just a way of making sure that we're all on the same page.
I think you do a great job of having streamlined that process, because over the years when I started that and then what it's grown into now, it is really very detailed. If somebody has a question, we can send them to a page. We can send them to a link to apply. We do get so many people in here that don't realize how busy we are, even if we're here in the office or if we're working on the floor. We really don't have time to stand and talk for 30 minutes or an hour about somebody's product that may not even be a fit in the store. And even if it is, I don't necessarily have the time for that. So we try very hard to have good gatekeepers up front, and then have this avenue that they can simply apply. It's filling out the application, giving us the images, showing us the photos, making that statement there and doing it. And then we know you're interested. You have to do it. But it's unfortunate because a lot of times people come in and they're immediately turned off because we don't immediately say, oh yes, you're going to be in here. That's it. I want to buy your stuff. I want you to be in here wholesale or commission. And then they don't even go through the process to apply to be a maker.
Right. And I think people think it's because we don't like their product. It has nothing to do with what they make. We've had artists that have come by with beautiful artwork. We've had makers come by with different products that are gorgeous or well made, but that doesn't mean it will sell in the store.
Yeah, that's true too.
And it's got to be something that sells in the store that makes sense and also be profitable for both parties. Which, we have a very eclectic set of products in the store, but there's certain things that fit and certain things that don't fit.
Yeah. And it's funny because people don't necessarily understand that. They think that what they have is going to sell. And I feel like I know my customers really well, and our staff does too. Like our team really understands what sells well. We know our price points that are good for our customers to buy from. And so we do a lot in investigating what it is that's going to be in here, because it needs to be successful too. And if we say that's not going to fit here, you need to look at another avenue because of X, Y, and Z. They just think that we're being elitist, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's not it at all.
Yeah.
So in addition to our pop-up shops, we do events. We do a twice a year handmade market, and that's really good. We have multiple artists that are out in the yard. We've grown that every year too. It's done really well for us. So we do spring and fall for that, and we're looking at growing that again. And then we participate. One of our big not-for-profits that we work with is Adopt a Gold in Nashville. That's just true to my heart. I've been a volunteer with them for a long time. So we do different fundraisers for them. We do meet and greets with their foster dogs. I almost always have a foster dog or a dog that I've adopted or something here in the store. So we do those events too, and really try to support other small organizations that are nonprofits in our community. Like any other small business, we get requests constantly for us to donate
Weekly.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot, and we have a process for application for that. And unfortunately, most of the times people don't want to fill out the application for us to go through to be able to give something. I did see this really sarcastic. I don't know if it was just a funny comment. I don't know if I sent that to you, but it said, you're asking these small businesses all the time for donations, but you're shopping on Temu or Amazon. Yeah. So why don't you go and ask them for the donation instead?
Okay. That's really good.
Yeah, I know it's true. And I'm like, let's see what they're going to give you. Yeah. But yeah, we do get a lot of asks, and we work with quite a few different nonprofits besides the Golden Retriever Rescue, which is probably our biggest now. Doors of Hope is another one. Kamari House across the street. There's quite a few that we do make an impact. It's nice too for us. I feel that I have great buy-in from our team, and they're willing to do the work, whether it's talking to a customer about it or going to an event or doing something of that sort. They really do have buy-in. So from another aspect, not just being an employee and a team member here, you're actually one of our in-house artists here. You sell your goods in our store. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what that is like, coming from that perspective? You were accepted to sell in the store after you were already working here, but you still had to go through that same process, and you still have to follow the same guidelines. Yeah, I was gonna say rules, but guidelines. Yeah, rules.
Yes,
and regulations.
Very strict.
Very.
No. So I've had some businesses in the past, and I knew they weren't like going to be a good fit in here just because of what they were and prices and everything. When I started painting, it just worked out where brought some ornaments in the wintertime, and those did really well. But bringing my artwork into the store is just another avenue of my own business. So I have a business, I have a website, I have all the things that you should have if you have a small business. And when I bring my artwork into the store, it's just another way of getting in front of new customers. There's customers that have bought my stuff and loved my artwork, and they would not have found me if I wasn't in the store, because our paths on social media or in town just probably wouldn't have crossed. And so it's just a great way of getting in front of people. And, you know, we have a lot of visitors that come in the store and shop, and regulars. And so it's just it's another avenue to build your business.
Right.
And also I try to create artwork that I know will sell in the store, or will at least fit, you know, what's in the store. You have to consider what size and how much, and you know, what's going to work. And there's some things that do work, some things that don't work, but it also brings freshness to the store, because you've always got new things coming in, especially when we have new artists in. It always brings a different look, and you know, different artists have different, even if they paint the same subject, it's going to be completely different, and just helps add another dimension to the store.
It does. And our customers like seeing those local products or local artists, local vendors. And so we do a good job about pointing that out. Not only do we have signs in the store that'll say this is a local artist, but our team members know, like, we discuss who's new in the store, what they do, that sort of thing. And then from that, you had a great opportunity to be in the Lively House.
Yes.
So this is just like another connection. We have a really good customer, Jonathan Harmon, and he has started an Airbnb. And so he reached out to me to ask if I had some connections with some local artists to be able to display their work there. And so you're his first artist that's doing that.
Yes. And I would have never had that opportunity had it not been, you know, for you and the store.
And your talent.
Well, but I mean, like, just that connection and having him come in. He came into the store and basically gave you carte blanche. Like, I know, you know, people,
right?
And like, bring me somebody that's gonna, you know, that I can put artwork in the house. So I was able to create a whole bunch of artwork, much larger paintings than I'd ever done. And then I had my first art show, and of course everybody from the store came, which was very special. But like, friends that I have through the store too, like other makers and other people that I've met, they came, and it was just a great experience. I would not probably have had that opportunity had it not been for you. And so I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, like, you just never know who's watching or who's looking. And I think people just don't take opportunities. You know, I even had that conversation with you, because I was like, this is the worst timing ever.
Yep. It's always the worst
yes,
timing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you were like, you know, do it. So I did. And it's been a great experience. And so it's been just a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah, I think it was a really interesting opportunity, and I'm very much about that connection. And so is Jonathan. He likes to be that reference to, like, oh, I know a guy, or who's that? I know that person. And that is really what it came down to. It's like, well, you have artists in here. Who do you recommend? And it was something brand new for you, but it was a good opportunity. And again, it's just another way to get in front of people, because now your artwork hangs in that house, and it's in front of every person that ever stays in that house. And surprisingly, Murfreesboro has a lot of visitors. We don't really understand that part of the tourism thing.
Keep moving here,
I think people call this like South Nashville, and it is not. But yeah, stop moving here. But we do have a lot of visitors, and that's a symbiotic relationship. It helped Jonathan, it helped you, and it also helps me, because they like that artwork. They can always follow you, and then they can find more of it here too. So it's a great win-win for everybody.
Mhm.
We are really serious about getting these artists and getting these small businesses in our store. One of the other things we do are small business workshops. We talk about what it's like to sell wholesale, or how you can build your business, or things that you need to start a business. And also how to name your business, right?
We're going to touch on the part.
Oh my gosh, right? Please choose a name that's actually representative of what you do.
Yes. And not because your Aunt Sally named her dog something.
Yes.
And then it was your favorite dog when you were 4 years old.
Yeah. And so now it's like Polly wanna puzzle or something. It's just really unusual.
But it's not even that clear. Like
No.
if you made puzzles, that would make sense.
That would be okay.
But that person probably makes crocheted cozies.
Yes.
Or their coffee mug or something.
But it's Polly want a puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. And we try to explain that it's really important how you create a name. Like our name, Quinn's Mercantile, came from, excuse me, a mercantile was a common store in the 1800s. It was a dry goods store. You could find anything there. And I knew I wanted to call it Mercantile because that was just really trendy when I opened. But I had to pair it with something else because Mercantile was so long. And I knew that eventually, after years, people would just drop the Mercantile and call it what it is. With us, it happened like on day one. It's become Quinn's. It's just Quinn's Mercantile.
And not Mercantile.
Not Mercantile. It's Mercantile. And there's no H in it. It's just Mercantile. But anyway, so it's Mercantile. And then we paired it with a name. We looked at common immigrants coming through Ellis Island in the 1800s, and we just happened to like Irish names. And then there was a Quinn's Mercantile in an old show too. So it's worked really well, but Quinn's Mercantile explains what we are. If you don't know who Quinn is, that they really don't exist. We could say it's our dog, but it's not. My dog's name is Buddy. But Quinn's is what it is, and now it's called Quinn's. But Mercantile, you can look that word up and understand, like, Mercantile is a shop. It's a gift shop. It's a dry goods shop. They have things for your home. So it's kind of self-explanatory. Whereas my LLC name is not like that at all. But nobody really needs to know what that is. It doesn't matter. So we do look at business names and we think, what the fuck are they thinking? Ginny doesn't say that. She says, what the heck? Because she's the G, maybe PG. She doesn't drop the F-bomb.
G-rated.
Yeah, she's very G-rated, but I am going to make her read these names. So we were trying to I was looking up names that are, they're terrible. They're just not appropriate for different reasons. And you really should think about your business name when you're forming it. And it should be descriptive of what you are, what you're selling, what your vibe is, what you represent. So people know, like when they look it up, they know. Like this one, it's spelled with a K.
I don't even know what, okay. This one's called Come and Go.
With a K.
With a K.
But what is that?
I don't know. It sounds like it could be like a sleazy gas station.
I think it could be a sleazy gas station. Yes, it could be. But why are you, like, everybody's going to make fun of that name because the word come. And I mean, K usually stands for country. K, country, like the knick-knack corner, knick-knack corner with a K. I mean, that's a country thing. But yeah, the come and go. I think a sleazy gas station is what I get out of that. I think it was a gas station, actually. I think it's a convenience store. It was a convenience store. Yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of get it. You're going to run in there, but,
but also, like, why don't you just spell it like the words are actually supposed to be?
Yes. And also, like, what 12-year-old boy is not going to make fun of that? Like, you're going to the Come and Go. Like me. So anyway, that was one we found. This one is kind of funny too. Like, I don't care if those are your initials or not.
STD Contractors.
You don't know what you're going to get from them, but you're going to get it.
Well, you're going to get it from the Come and Go.
That's so true. And then this one is really good. Like, if you see this written out, and I should have written it on a little card for you to look at.
The Kids Exchange.
But when you look at it.
Kids Exchange.
Which is totally politically correct right now, I think.
It fits the narrative.
Yeah, it does for right now.
We're very woke.
Yeah, we're extremely woke. not. We're asleep. We're really asleep. But yeah, I was like, Kids Exchange. I get what it is, but not when you look at it as a website or as all one word, which is how it came out. It looks like Kids Sex Change. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, somebody could be Googling that and then come across that,
Yes.
but that's not what they're going to get.
That reminds me, there's this not gas station, car wash that was in Indianapolis.
Mhm.
Really good car wash. It was like our favorite place to go. And I went one time, and this is, well, we've lived here more than 20 years.
Mhm.
I wanted to get a set of gift cards for Marty. And so I Googled it, and it was called, it's Mike's Express, but it was like Mike Sex Press. And Mike's Express, the wash place, did not come up when I went in there and I was looking for the website. It was not what I wanted. I was not looking for a sex press of any kind, but that's what you got. So I think you really have to think about these.
Gosh,
Yes,
I just don't understand. Like when I've had to come up with business names, I have agonized. I have spelled it every which way I, like come up with every possible scenario.
Yeah.
Do people just do this on a whim? Like when they're drunk, like get a drunk tattoo?
I
Like,
guess.
is it that kind of thinking?
I don't understand it. I mean, I the same way. I went into like, what does that look like? How does that look? What does it represent? What's my image supposed to be, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there. You got to think about it.
I get it. Like when you're first starting out, I get, sometimes people come up with, very sentimental names and whatnot. But at some point, if you're going to grow and actually, carry on with a business, you got to
A legitimate business,
right,
not a hobby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference.
Big difference.
When you have a hobby, you don't have to be on social media. You don't have to share it. You don't have to have people sign up for emails. But if you have a small business, you should do all of the above and do it professionally.
Yeah. That's a big thing that we talk about when we do our workshops and things like that, about being professional, being in a business. And I think that we have helped many other small businesses grow, whether it's from coming to our handmade market or coming to a workshop or even just talking to them. We have people that just, send emails and have questions about things. It's worked out really well. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to make an impact with other small businesses, because not everybody can own a retail shop. Not everybody wants to.
No, that's very true.
But I think that, you're a great part of our team. You really help us with getting our word out there, getting our images out there, telling people who we are, bringing more people in. We're constantly growing, looking for different avenues, and then growing what we have. So I really commend you on everything that you do, and also taking on all the projects that I hate, which is really good for me. So
some things I've been able to pass along to other people.
This is true.
Like the events. Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah. Yep. The events. Yeah. Because I believe that shit rolls downhill and we all need to have people. Yes. And so now you have people. See, it's nice to have people.
It's very nice to hand things off.
It is very nice. And I like the fact that our team members do like to help. Like she was excited to do that. And I think that was a fun thing for her. So I appreciate you being part of our team and being on the podcast today.
Thank you.
And you'll be back because we have many topics that we can talk about.
Lots of conversations.
Yeah, including the 3 pages of just generalized topics we can discuss inappropriately.
And Atlanta would probably
take
up
show
like a whole series.
Yeah. Trent wants to go and see what it's really like. I don't think he realizes how tired he's going to be.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine having him follow us through all those stores at that pace with I can see like a boom.
Oh yeah,
and
that'd be good.
And a camera.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like one of those that doesn't shake. So
that's true. Yeah. Big heavy weight sort of thing. Yeah. And you definitely have to get all of the voice too. Like you definitely have to hear what we're saying.
And I can just picture it now. We're like walking through and he's like running to catch.
Yeah. Trying to get on the same elevator with 50 people shoved in there. And it's like, just a minute, please. Yeah. Or me dragging my bag behind me.
Oh, gosh.
Trying to carry liquor. And it's exhausting.
Maybe he could carry the wine for us.
He could be like the mule that carries all the stuff around, right? That would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, see, he's there for it. He would be there for it.
Well, at least we would be able to document what we buy.
This is true, because that comes back to one of the topics of she bought that drunk because we don't remember what we bought.
There's sometimes that we don't remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Even when I get the invoice, I'm like, I don't.
We have some pictures to prove it.
Yes. We do a lot of images just to try to remind ourselves, but that is an entire podcast in itself. And it's fun. If anybody ever offers the opportunity for you to be able to go as a guest or as an employee, I would definitely take them up on it if you're in the retail world or you have any desire to be, because it is just an absolute experience in itself. I didn't really even know what to expect the first time that I went. And I love taking a person for the first time because it's like this wide eye amazement and it's overwhelming. It really is. But the alcohol helps a lot.
Well, I mean, they put you in 3 ginormous malls without letting you get fresh air.
No
and
fresh
they
air.
give you lots of wine and lots of snacks.
Yes.
And you can be in there for hours,
days,
just buying stuff.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It is fun. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you.
We'll have you back
having
again.
me on.
Thank you so much. Thanks for listening to us and watching us. And we'll see you again in our next podcast. Did I just offend somebody? Most likely. But that's who I am, and I'm okay with that. If you're not giving us a 5-star review, then fuck off. Did she just say that?
Yes, she did.